Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Scorpio is for you. Remember, they're general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your key to the week this week, you have the World card, right? So more level ups, more leveling up. I love this for you. But it also, remember, the World card is a completion point, right? So in some regard, in all of these different areas of your life, you are ready to start wrapping up a lot of cycles. This is where you're going to start to see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? This is where you start to see like, okay, I'm almost there. I've almost done it. I'm almost at that finish line now, which, you know, is not necessarily a bad thing at all. For your actions and options this week, you've got the High Priestess. So when it comes to your own intuitive faculty, which we know is vast, this week your intuitive messages are going to be loud. All right, this with the World card, you're going to be very attuned to whatever is happening on the wider world stage. Now, this is important to note because a lot of what happens on the macrocosmic level tends to filter into the microcosmic level, and psychically you might be picking up on stuff and be kind of thinking, you know, am I losing my marbles? What's going on? It's not you, it's the energy in the air, but you're picking it up at a really sort of deep level. Now the other thing is, with the, remember the High Priestess is hidden things revealed. That is also an interruption. On the wider world stage, we're going to see big discussions around women. We're going to see big discussions around veiled women in particular. There's going to be a lot of talk about the hijab, all of that kind of stuff this week. I think there's going to be some really big conversations around this, and how it is or isn't accepted or acceptable or whatever the case might be. I'm neither here nor there, to be honest with you. But it will be something that shows up. That's the interruption here. There's a big thing being revealed around a woman, or particularly women in the public eye. Now, on a more personal level, the options that are available to you, a community connection, whether this is a partner, whether it's a group that you're associated with, or two, whether it's your local neighborhood, there's going to be some kind of big reveal of some sort. And it's like whatever is shared with you at this time, it probably will have a big impact on how you sort of perceive things. All right. So, you know, listen with all of the senses. When it comes to your communications and conversations, you've got the Justice card. Very interesting, because in many ways, these cards are the High Priestess and the Justice card. They're two halves of a whole. And justice is commitments, right? And in your communications and conversations, there are going to be moments where potentially you're given ultimatums, or potentially where somebody puts something forward and says, you know what, now I need to see you put your money where your mouth is. You're going to have to show up in a way that maybe you hadn't anticipated, Scorpio. You're up for the challenge, like we know that. It's not an issue, but this might be about sort of what you are able to kind of bite your tongue on and let slide, and what you're not. And the other part of this, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this could be an opportunity or a tap on the shoulder for some kind of resource or finance, or potentially even some sort of support that not everybody is privy to. There is a sense with these two cards as well when they show up very often. So if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, solopreneur, etc., this could be an NDA. This could be where you are expected to make a commitment or to show up in a certain way, but you're not allowed to talk about it. And the same could be for those of you that are, so for those of you that are employed by somebody else, This could be a discretionary pay rise. It could be some kind of, you know what, we're going to need this position filled soon, and we're going to put you into it, but we have to do the whole, oh, you know, put it out to everybody and see if anybody wants to apply. Sometimes they only do that stuff to give the appearance of fairness, right? So just keep an eye on that, because obviously, you know, it's going to be a decision that you'll have to make ultimately. If you're a business owner, this could be an NDA that you're asked to sign, which means maybe you get a celebrity client. Maybe you get, you know, to work with like a really big organization of some sort. There's lots of ways this could show up, but I think it's wonderful. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, there is a possibility here that you're having to go over your paperwork, over your documents. Excuse me. It's also possible that you're called upon to do this for somebody who is older. This could be a parent, it could be a great aunt or uncle, it could be a grandparent. It's like you're having to take control of their situation on an official level so that you can kind of, you know, deal with what needs to be dealt with before the time comes. For your love and relations, you've got the Judgment card. I mean, look, these are big cards, right? You've got all, you know, we're 3 for 3 so far out of your other cards. The Harvest card, so in this deck, the Judgment card is the Harvest card. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitment, in fact, let's start with those of you that are single. Someone within your community or within a professional community, that's possible as well, that you have maybe dated in the past, had a flirtation with. Maybe there's like some, you know, some sexy time or whatever going on. Like maybe there has been in the past, but you kind of like it fizzled out or you drifted apart. This could be a reconnection of some sort. This is a blast from the past, and it could turn into a lot more this time round. It's not a guarantee, but it is possible. Now, for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, there are conversations with your significant other about the changes that you want to make or implement within the commitment or the relationship. For some of you, this might be, you know what, I need a different place for us to live. For others, this could be, I want you to get a different job so that we can spend more time together, whatever the case might be. Now, we do have the High Priestess coupled with the Judgment card, and what this tends to show up as either ancestor practice or spirituality from and through the ancestry, right? So if you are into or have an ancestor practice, this week it will be more relevant than ever. For those of you that have elderly parents or grandparents, etc., this may be the time where you need to start preparing for the moves that you're going to make, all right? And especially because look, there's like, you're taking over the paperwork and stuff. It's like it all kind of falls into place in the right time and space. For your money and materials, you have the Witch card. So in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the Witch card is actually the Magician, right? These are big cards. This is a big spread. And I have to say to you, whatever takes place this week, there are no coincidences here. This is how the fates, the universe, God, whatever you want to call or perceive it to be out there, this is where the universe has the wheel. And my advice to you would be to let the universe have the wheel, right? If you start sort of throwing elbows and saying, well, I don't want that, and this is how I want it to be, and all the rest of it, you ain't bigger than the universe. Scorpio, you may be, right? The most powerful sign in the zodiac, you might well be. But you're not more powerful than the universe. The universe has its own plans here. Get out of the way, right? Let it all unfold the way that it's going. That Magician card in your money and resources right next to the World card. Ka-ching! This is a big opportunity. That's a big tap on the shoulder. Like I said, you know, we talked about how some of the ways it could show up for you. This is wonderful. Now, when it comes to your finances and your resources, if you have any plans for a marketing campaign or something that you want to sell or put out into the world, think big, all right? Don't play small, don't downsize, don't downgrade. Like, this is a time to go big or to go home, right? Quite frankly, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Magician card does suggest that you might be seeing a specialist. And if that is the case, especially with the World card here, this will be somebody who has thousands of hours under their belt in that specific area that you're working with. You've got a true expert. So I'm happy to see that. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, you have a very rare signature here. The High Priestess coupled with the Magician card tends to represent what we would consider somebody that has true magical ability. If you are planning to learn or to study under somebody who will teach you the ways of the craft, whatever that craft might be, hoodoo, herbalism, spirit lore, this is beyond astrology. This is beyond tarot. What we're talking here is the real stuff, right? Herb lore, real witchcraft, real ceremonial magic. I'm talking about the level up stuff. Yeah, I'm not talking about, like, don't get me wrong, astrology and tarot are incredible spiritual sciences. They really are. But that combination, it doesn't show up for things like that. It shows up for the real stuff. So if you've got someone in mind, or someone has asked you to teach you, or said, look, you know what, I'd really like to take you under my wing or on board as part of this, you have my go ahead, because whoever this is, they are all right. And I'll say no more on that front. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how this shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.